Hey guys, welcome to Minority Boss. This is Nate. It's been a long time since I've been here, but today I want to talk about imposter syndrome. Have you ever dealt with that? What is imposter syndrome? Well, I'm going to give you a definition. It is when someone doubts their abilities, or when someone does something but feels that they don't deserve the accolades or the recognition. In fact, they blame it on external factors rather than taking responsibility for the accomplishment. They feel like they didn't deserve it. And anybody could experience imposter syndrome, but when I was doing research, I did notice a lot of minorities dealt with imposter syndrome, which discouraged them from securing or seeking top management roles. I'm doing my dissertation in diversity imbalance in upper echelons, or some may say C-suites. And when I refer to minorities, that could cover many demographics. It could be race, it could be women, it could be a person of short stature, it could be a person with different color eyes, it could be someone with a disability, it could be someone with a certain political affiliation, someone with a certain social status. So it covers a plethora of things. Any demographic that is underrepresented, any demographic that does not mirror the prototypical or stereotypical leader, which is the Caucasian male. That's according to research. This is not a channel where I spearhead discrimination, bias, or racism. I just present the facts. The facts are the facts. And many minorities are discouraged from going into those leadership roles because of that. And when they happen to operate in that leadership role, they feel inadequate. They feel that they don't have the skills to survive in that role, because they compare their skills to stereotypical traits, the traits that society deemed to be appropriate for those leadership roles. And again, those traits include whatever the traits exhibited by the male figure. If traits are demonstrated less than that, then we have a tendency of experiencing the imposter syndrome, which means, hey, I'm just acting. This is not an authentic thing. I'm just here trying to get through it. This is not my element. We deal with this inferiority or this complex. We're not worth operating in this role. And that's what the imposter syndrome is. And if I can give you an example, it's kind of funny. I was raised up in poverty. Well, I wouldn't say in poverty, but I wasn't the richest person. But I remember a few years ago, I was living from paycheck to paycheck. It was always a struggle to try to make ends meet. As years progressed, I wanted to change my financial situation by being a little more responsible with saving and investing and paying off certain debts and not going out spending extra money. And that did make a difference. So one day I was doing my budget and I noticed I had a few $100s left over. And I'm like, wait a minute, something's going on here. I'm supposed to be broke. So I waited. I'm like, I'm not spending this money. I'm not doing anything with this money, because I may have missed a bill or something. I may have missed jotting down a merchant, and then I'm going to get a collection call, and that's the one I'll have missed, and I'll go ahead and pay that. Well, as time went on, no one called saying, Nate, you owe me money. That was actually money I had left over. But I didn't feel deserving of that, because I was so used to being broke. I was so used to living from paycheck to paycheck that it freaked me out when I had money left over. And that's kind of what it's like having the imposter syndrome, where you've been in a certain spot, you've been perceived so long to be a certain way. So when you actually have an opportunity to shine, you don't feel worth it. So I wanted to bring that, because that's part of the research. I told you guys that as I find things that are interesting, I would like to come highlight them on this channel, letting minorities know this is the stuff you'll have to deal with. I like to get down into the nitty gritty and present an honest view of what minorities have to deal with in the corporate world. I want to thank you for supporting this channel. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like. Until next time, thank you for joining Minority Boss.